Okay. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this Neuron Speak platform. STPI Neuron Center of Excellence is a state-of-the-art facility where the highest standards and the best practice in terms of infrastructure, innovative technologies, leadership, mentorship, research and development for focus area in the field of artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, and AVG is made available. It is set up in collaboration with Government of Punjab, ISB Mohali, PTU, MIT, and STPI Next. Our associated partners are TIDE, Chandigarh Angel Network, and IIT Ropar. It is my privilege to welcome you all for the launch of second Open Challenge program for Neuron. I would like to welcome my esteemed panelist for today's event, Dr. Omkar Rai, Director General STPI, Shri Alok Shekhar, Principal Secretary, Government of Punjab, Shri Rajneesh Agarwal, Director, STPI Noida, Shri I.S. Paul, Chief Mentor, Neuron, Shri Teja Gurena, Senior Vice President, Netradyne and AI Company, Shri Subodh Sachan, Director and CEO, STPI Next, STPI Headquarters. 2020 was a challenge, and it was a year of challenge, and there was a big crisis, and in every crisis there is an opportunity which gives birth to new disruption and new models that are going to emerge in these challenging times. Startup has a role to play in such scenario. Neuron COE is a firm step to support such startups. With this note, may I request Sri Subodh Sachan for his welcome address and setting up the contest for this event. Before I invite him, let me share his brief profile. Shri Subodh Sachan, Director STPI Headquarter and CEO of STPI Next Initiative, is heading Pan India Startup Initiative of STPI, including establishment of domain-specific Center of Excellence in emerging technologies like IoT, AI, blockchain, AR/VR, etc. And IIT Roorkee and IIM Bangalore alumnus is a senior professional from the industry who has joined STPI as director after working in the industry at global level in various capacity. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you for asking us, all of us, to be on this platform. It's a pleasure for us to be be there on the platform where we are trying to now launching the second challenge program under Neuron. I would like to welcome our eminent speakers, eminent guests on this digital dais today, Dr. Omkar Rai, Director General STPI, Shri Alok Shekhar Srivastava, Principal Secretary, Government of Punjab, Dr. Shri Rajneesh Agarwal ji, Director STPI Noida. Also, sooner we will have Shri I.S. Paul, who's the Chief Mentor and MD Dirish Infotech and Chief Mentor for the Center of Excellence, and also Teja Gudena, Senior VP Netradyne and AI Company on this digital, along with my colleagues Ajay and Piyush. It's a privilege and honor to welcome you all on this platform of Neuron. Neuron Center of Excellence is actually very critical center of excellence when we envisioned various center of excellences across what we were trying to build in the Neuron Center of Excellence is focused on the critical trio of technologies, which is artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, and IoT, and also bringing the AVG sector in the towards meeting the objective of spurning new startup innovations in this very region of Punjab. With the government of Punjab support, we have been able to establish this center of excellence, which is one of the biggest center of excellence in STPI Center of Excellence scheme of things. This center of excellence is also part of what we are establishing in the rest of the India. Today, I'm sure we will hear more about what we have been able to achieve through the address of Dr. Omkar Rai ji. But very brief, snippet right now. We started this journey just a year back in terms of setting up Center of Excellences. We have come a long way in terms of our operational Center of Excellence today. We already established 12 Center of Excellences in various emerging technologies with this AI, machine learning, data analytics, blockchain, IoT, ESDM, virtual reality, augmented reality, and in each of the Center of Excellence, our focus is to bring in a collaborative effort through which we can bring in the ecosystem, the whole handholding support to the startup journey, and startups journey towards success is kind of eased down. With that, Neuron is our very important Center of excellence. In Neuron, we have already have run our first challenge program. Our first challenge program, which has seen over 128 applications received, and out of these 128 applications, the screening committee had looked into very bright ideas. They selected, screened in 48. Out of that screened in startups, we have further evaluated, and I'm happy to announce that today we already have on certain number of startups onboarded. While we selected 18 startups, the onboarding process is ongoing right now. 5 startups have already accepted to get onboarded, and with this onboarding process, which is going to conclude soon, it's a proud moment for us to launch another open challenge program. Why the focus of technology in terms of AI, ML, and data analytics is important, because it's very evident that AI is today the central tenet for the disruptive change when we talk about fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0. While AI is important part, that AI will be enabled with the data, and data will come by virtue of the various sensor devices, the IoT devices, which will be playing a hand-in-hand role for this ecosystem. And while the data is going to be captured with IoT devices, it's a data analytics and machine learning which will bring a lot of value in terms of this data. It has been often said the data is a new oil, but what is more important, that's the data which is helping in the decision making, data which helps in terms of modeling of AI, data which is going to be undergoing with the machine learning and the data analytics technologies being utilized, and then getting into the AI space will actually be very, very meaningful when we talk about the industrial revolution 4.0, which is about to happen. AI, along with related technologies like 5G, is the most important technologies in 2021. As Ajay talked about, 2020 was a year of challenges, a year of very disruptions which are happening in the space of healthcare, for example, in the space of monitoring of the pandemic. But 2021 is the new beginning, and I think with this new beginning, this Open Challenge program is rightly to start in the month of January. We are just within the second week of January. With that, I think this is I would congratulate the team of Neuron to bring in the Open Challenge Program 2.0. With this Open Challenge Program 2.0, which will further here, the focus is to get in startups working in the space of healthcare, the startups working in the space of which will solve the problem of using AI and IoT. So that's the reason why we brought in this second challenge program. This challenge program in the first challenge program, we also had identified certain startups which are worthy enough to be not just incubated but also stood separately in terms of their standing. So today we will also see facilitation of one such startup in the name of Zargan. So Zargan is one startup which will be facilitated today, which was adjudged by a jury of members, eminent members, as one of the good startups to be supported further. With that note, I think let me now again extend my heartiest welcome to all our speakers today. Today, when we're talking about these technologies, I'm sure Neuron will play a very, very critical role in terms of getting startups onboarded very fast and bring in the new dimension to the startups. The 50 startups which is target to be supported per year, I think this number of startups which are onboarded today is very 5, which can always be in a small number. But the way the Neuron is progressing, the way the Neuron team is progressing with the government, with the support of the government of Punjab, and also support from our Ministry of Electronics and IT, and I'm sure this will create a big impact to the startups in the field of AI, data analytics, IoT, and machine learning. With that, I once again welcome all of our distinguished guests on speakers on the screen, and also welcome all the participants who have joined in. And these participants have come from various fields. I'm sure some of them are budding entrepreneurs. Some of them are already have established their startup journey, have initiated the startup journey. Some of them are still probably innovators. They're thinking about what is the next step. I think Neuron is the place, because Neuron is going to bring in a very structured way of supporting you. Neuron has been envisioned with a complete handholding support. While we bring handholding support in the form of mentoring, from the infrastructure in the form of lab, but we also are going to bring in the ecosystem for the success of the startup. The ecosystem driven by both the government, industry in terms of solution consumers, and ecosystem in terms of investors who will be ready to fund you once you're able to get a good tractions. So with that note, I welcome all participants and I request them to participate in the Open Challenge program. The details will be shared as we move forward. With that note, over to you, Ajay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, for sir, for your inspiring welcome address and setting up the contest for this event. May I request the host to play a short video about Neuron, please?
There's no sound coming in. So
Nitin, can you check for the sound, please?
Like to foster startups in AI, big data, IoT, and AVG. The advanced AI and big data labs differentiate Neuron from other COEs in India in nurturing promising startups to build AI-based solutions to address the challenges of bio-waste and solve industrial issues by building AI and ML-based automation applications to revolutionize Industry 4.0 era.
Thank you, Nitin, for the nice video. Now I request Shri Alok Shekhar, Principal Secretary, Government of Punjab, for his address. Before I invite him, let me share his brief profile. Shri Alok Shekhar, IAS, with a strong and diverse professional experience of over 26 years in the government, with progressively higher responsibilities in public administration, public policy, and international relations, and a master's degree in public administration from Syracuse University's Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs, USA, and an undergraduate degree in engineering from IIT Kanpur. At present, Shri Shekhar is IAS and is serving under Government of Punjab as Principal Secretary, Investment Promotion, and in addition, Principal Secretary, Parliamentary Affairs, and in additional Principal Secretary Industry and Commerce and Information Technology. He has also served as Private Secretary to Minister of State under Ministry of External Affairs, India, and various other administrative roles under Government of India. Sir, may I invite you for your address, please?
Thank you, Ajay, and thank you for that kind introduction. Let me start by congratulating Neuron for this Neuron Open Challenge. I am told the first cohort has successfully completed its exercise, and we are looking forward to the next cohort or the next Open Challenge program. Let me also begin by saying that the startup plays a very important and significant role in any society, in any country, in any state, in both in terms of the wealth creation and in terms of the job creation. In Punjab, we have been very lucky to have some of the premier educational institutions of the country being there in Punjab, starting from IIT, ISB, IIM, the research institutions like NIPER, ICER, NABI, and there are many. So all these institutions have their name in the country as well as abroad, and they are contributing to the knowledge creation. The translation from knowledge creation to wealth creation is where we need to, as a public policy intervention, we need to address that gap. And when we look at most of the countries, advanced countries across the globe, we see that that gap has been very well bridged by both by public policy intervention from the educational institution as well as the government public policy intervention outside the educational institution. And in this, I would say innovation has a big role to play. Innovation, when it is translated into actual businesses on the ground, is when wealth creation starts happening, when the job creation starts. So I am really very happy that in all the educational institutions in recent times, the incubators have started being set up, which helps budding entrepreneurs crystallize their ideas, make them marketable, and make them grow. In that regard, I would say that Neuron has been a very good initiative, which is a joint venture, as was mentioned, between MIT and Government of Punjab, ISB, and other educational institutions. And it is heartening how it is supporting the startup ecosystem, in particularly in IT and IoT areas. Government is also conscious that a lot of effort is required in this area. And recently, Punjab government also decided to set up a kind of Punjab Innovation Mission, which is a kind of pollinator where all different startups, incubators, can be integrated by developing some kind of synergy. Also, accelerator program has been developed, which will be set up in Mohali, and one is already working in Ludhiana, where the first cohort of 27 startups, not exactly a startup, but some businesses which have already been functioning for some time, and they want to grow further, those accelerator program has been started. Punjab government is also contributing in setting up of a 150 crore innovation fund, which will basically be supporting the startup mission and supporting all the startups which want to grow further in terms of providing them the capital, which is very much required, because you would all appreciate for us budding a startup, capital availability becomes a big issue. So in nutshell, what I am trying to say is that government is very conscious of the fact that startups play a very important role in development of any society, any state, any country, and we are all there to support it. And we are very happy that Neuron is also doing the same thing, and we are very happy to partner with Neuron. And I hope that from the cohort of this Open Challenge program organized by Neuron, we would see some budding entrepreneurs coming out who would actually be setting up their businesses in the areas on which they have participated, in which they have some very innovative thoughts, which they have translated into workable solutions. And we'll be very happy to support this exercise going. In the end, I would just like to congratulate all the winners and the participants of this program. And we hope to continue working with all of you to see that your ideas actually fructify in actual businesses, actual work on the ground. Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you so much. And I would like to put on the notes that we have got an excellent support from Government of Punjab under your leadership, sir. And my boss, Dr. Omkar Rai, Director General STPI headquarters, always says that Ajay, you have to create a datum which should be high and then work hard to raise that datum. And that is an inspirational statement for other startups also, sir. And with this note, I would like to invite Dr. Omkar Rai, Director General STPI headquarters. Dr. Omkar Rai is Director General STPI, which is the premier government organization working for the promotion of IT, ITES, ESDM industry in India. Dr. Rai has contributed immensely in repositioning STPI with focus on innovation and dispersal of IT, ESDM industry beyond metros. He brings over 25 years of experience in IT, ESDM sector, having unique distinction of working very closely with government and IT, ESDM industry. He has been instrumental in formulating an appropriate interface among industry, academia, and ITES industry. He is working for the formulation of incubation program and center of excellence for IT, ESDM sector to promote startup, entrepreneurship, innovation, and product creation in the country. Prior to joining STPI, he served in National Informatics Center in various capacities. He is serving as chairman, AIC STPI Next Initiative, and directors on the board of directors of MTNL STPI IT Services Limited, National Internet Exchange of India, and Heartron. He has been contributing immensely in shaping a program and policies of these entities. He is member of governing body of School and Open Learning, Delhi University, and also member on the board of governor for the International Institute of Information Technology, University Bhubaneswar. He is also a member of Standing Committee of Council of IIITs and Coordination Forum of IIITs of MHRD, Government of India. Dr. Rai has been educated at Banaras Hindu University, from where he earned his bachelor's, master's, and PhD in statistics. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you, Ajay. The dignitaries on the dais for the launch of second Open Challenge program, Sri Alok Shekhar Srivastava, Principal Secretary, Government of Punjab, Sri I.S. Pal, who is the Chief Mentor for this entire initiative, my colleague Rajneesh Agrawal, Subodh Sachan, Ajay Srivastava, Mr. Teja Gudena, other participants. I'm very glad to be here, and I'm very pleased to be part of the launch of second cohort, second Open Challenge program, for selecting a second cohort for this incubation program. And I must say that this Neuron Center of Excellence, which is an outcome of a collaboration between Government of Punjab, STPI, industry leaders, industry associations, Ministry of Electronics and IT, has already seen first challenge program. This challenge program was very great in terms of the level of participation it witnessed even during the lockdown period. It received 129 applications, and 18 startups were finally selected from the field of artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, and blockchain. And I'm very glad that 5 of them have already been onboarded, and the discussions are on with the rest of the selected startup for onboarding. This Startup Punjab hub, which is housed in the STPI facility, under which this Neuron program, Neuron COE, has been initiated and launched, I would say that this is going to be the North India's largest incubation. In terms of the area it covers, in terms of the laboratories it has developed, in terms of proper ecosystem and collaboration it has been able to establish by onboarding the world-class mentors, the teachers, the academia, the government, and also connecting the entire ecosystem with the field problem. And therefore, I'm very hopeful and I'm very optimistic that this center of excellence would actually become a state-of-art center of excellence incubated essentially, and would not only solve a local problem, would not only inculcate the culture of ideation in this entire region, but it would also sensitize large number of young boys and girls by way of conducting regular challenge programs, by outreaching to the people at large in the entire region, and not only in the region but also rest of the country, so that we are able to attract good brains, good ideas in our center of excellence. However, this entire challenge program is actually can also be seen as a very great sensitization program, which creates a foundation for people indulging into ideation. And therefore, in a way, it is a capacity building, in a way, it is a screening program. And of course, obviously, it also serves the purpose of attracting finest minds with finest ideas in the given field. And therefore, I must congratulate the team involved in it, the STPI Mohali team, the government of Punjab, other stakeholders like PTU, ISP, and obviously its chief mentor, IS Pal, who is a very, he needs no introduction. He is basically entrepreneur, a very, very successful entrepreneur in diverse fields, multiple fields. He has done entrepreneurship. And therefore, we are very glad and we are very lucky to have him as a chief mentor. So this entire center of excellence, which is being put in, which is being operated now, and this is the second challenge program that has been launched, is being led by a great industry leader, IS Pal. And I'm very glad that the entire program would definitely reach its objective. Very recently, we have also recruited manpower for this center of excellence. We also have the chief operating officer of this center of excellence, Neuron, Mr. Piyush Garg, is also there. And therefore, I'm very glad to see the things together. And I'm very sure and I'm very hopeful that we'll continue with the same zeal and would create our further labs, resources, and most importantly, we will disseminate information about the kind of laboratories we have, the kind of mentors we have, the kind of opportunities we have for the young boys and girls and upcoming artists. With these few words, I must congratulate all of you for a very wonderful collaboration and effort. Thank you.
So thank you so much, sir. And under your guidance, sir, we will try to achieve more heights, and we'll try to come out with the expected deliverables of the Neuron, sir. May I request host to please set up the stage for the launch? May I request Shri Alok Shekhar ji and Dr. Omkar Rai ji to please click the button of the mouse to launch the event. Launch.
Good.
So this is the second open challenge program for Neuron, and we have to remember the dates. Today it has been launched and we are going to accept the applications, and 31st January is the last date for receiving the applications, and we want to have good startups to participate in this challenge, and all support from Neuron will be committed to them. Now we will go for the award from the first Open Challenge program. I would request Alok Shekharji, Principal Secretary IT, and Dr. Omkar Rai, DG STPI, to please give away the award to prize winner of our first Open Challenge program. He is, I will disclose the name of him. He is Gurudutt Roy. He is an alumnus of IIT Bombay and Ohio State University. He has worked in the industry, that is Siemens, TSMC Taiwan, and Epistar Taiwan. He decided not to take up a job post his MS and return to India in the quest of having a solution driven startup. May I request Shri Alok Shekharji and Dr. Omkar Rai to please again click the mouse for the first prize winner, to give away the prize to the first prize winner of rupees 1 lakh rupees. Please, sir. Thank you so much, sir. The company is Jargon Electronics and Science India, and the two co-founders are Gurudutt Roy and Bhavin Ingle. We have Guru with us. Guru, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. So, am I audible?
Yeah. So, over to you for a few words. Guru, over to you for a few words.
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to.
Guru, your voice is breaking. Can you stop your video and you can speak then?
Hello. Is it better?
Yeah, it is now better. I think you can stop your video and you can speak now.
Firstly, I would like to thank Ajay sir, Subodh Sanchan sir, Rajni sir, and Omkar sir for providing us this opportunity to participate in the cohort. And it was an amazing journey. Since the initiation, we had a really good time participating in the entire event as such. And more so than not, because we are working on like a very social sector driven problem, that's with regards to waste management. We would like this engagement ahead, and we hope that in the next cohort, people who are working with regards to COVID vaccine and the logistic chain, those people would come forward and like really make some impactful innovations which are like proprietary driven. So that's what I would like to say. So it's been an amazing experience, sir.
So thank you, Guru, and as committed, you have onboarded Neuron, and we would like to have your physical presence also in Mohali. So that will inspire a lot of other startups to shift from other part of the state to Mohali also. Thank you so
Right,
much,
sir.
and
Sure,
congratulations to you on the
Thank you,
behalf
sir.
of our esteemed panelists.
Sure, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Host, can you stop sharing the screen, please? Thank you so much. Now, I would like to invite Shri I.S. Paul, Chairman and Managing Director, Drish Infotech and Drish Shoes, and also the Chief Mentor of Neuron. He is a Master's in Chemistry and an MBA in International Business and Finance from IMD Lausanne, Switzerland. With varied domain entrepreneurship, his group companies has presently a turnover crossing 250 crores. Mr. Paul has served on the board of directors of State Bank of Patiala, and he is known for his contribution to entrepreneurship development in the region. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks to all the dignitaries who have joined us in the launch of this second cohort of Open Challenge of Neuron. Thanks also to the Open Challenge participants of the first cohort and its winners. MITI and the government of Punjab have succeeded in creating an excellent infrastructure that I'm sure all the budding entrepreneurs and startups would use. There is no reason why the future would happen only at Stanford or in Silicon Valley or in Bangalore. Why can't it happen in Mohali? And this infrastructure that has been created serves, I hope, would serve the purpose of creating a new environment in which entrepreneurship will flourish. Please realize that it is by creating new technologies that you follow the new path and you go from 0 to 1. This is what Peter Thiel says in his book, 0 to 1, that I strongly recommend. I was reading yesterday an interview that Elon Musk, now the richest man in the world, gave an interview to BBC in 2014. And he talked about 4 or 5 things which were his core values. And he said, follow what you are passionate about. Do not worry too much about criticism. Have the ability to take risks, but most of all, do something that is useful to somebody. Useful to somebody. Are we doing something that is useful to somebody? Are we solving a problem? And please realize that courage is in even shorter supply than genius. So it is all of you, the new entrepreneurs, you have to take courage in your hand and follow the path of entrepreneurship. So congratulations to the winner of the first Open Challenge, Guru Dutt Roy. I'm sure, Guru, you will be an inspiration to others. You came back, like I also did 40 years ago, from Switzerland and wanted to serve in my own country. Great that you have done that. I think that you would be an inspiration to all other participants. I wish the participants of second round of Open Challenge of Neuron all the very best. We hope that all of you would take away good learnings from there. It will be another cap, another feather in the cap of our starting an environment and ecosystem that promotes new ideas and new entrepreneurship. Thank you very much. Ajay, you and your team are doing a great job in what the government of Punjab and central government and MITI have been wanting to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And we can assure you that the things which are happening in MIT and other international colleges will happen in Mohali also. And we will get it done through Neuron. So that's the vision that we have, and under your mentorship, we will able to deliver more, sir. Thank you so much for your blessing, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Netradyne provide cutting-edge technology in AI, ML, and edge computing to help reduce accident for commercial vehicles. A startup with investment from Reliance Industries Limited, Microsoft Venture Fund, Point72 Venture, and Hyundai Cradle. We have with us Mr. Teja, who is having 19 years of industry experience and a senior vice president in Netradyne, to share about his journey and inspire other AI startups to work in this upcoming area. Before I invite him, let me share a brief profile of him. He's Senior Vice President Engineering at Netradyne. Teja holds the responsibility of designing and developing vision-based fleet safety solution built on vision-based deep learning and AI. Before joining Netradyne as vice president, he was vice president of R&D at Micromax Informatics Limited. He established the engineering division to deliver fully in-house designed Vayu product portfolio, a subsidiary mobile brand of Micromax. Prior to joining Micromax, he was with Nokia for more than 13 years, where he has been part of multiple products and platform deliveries. To name a few, Nokia's first Android compatible platform and Nokia's first dual SIM 3G and 2G platform. Prior to this, Teja has spent around 7 years in Nokia ULM R&D center in Germany, where he managed multiple product deliveries. Teja holds MBA from Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, Management in Communication Technology from University of ULM, Germany, and Bachelor's in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. So Teja, lots of product delivery from your side, and in Mohali, we really want to create this region, a product development region. So your insight and your if you speak from your heart, that will be very useful for the upcoming startups which are onboarding in Neuron, and which in future they are going to onboard in the Neuron. So over to you, Teja.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you very much for the introduction. Good afternoon and namaste, everyone. So when my dear friend and ex-colleague, when Shubodh asked me to spend few minutes with some of the startup, guys, I thought I'll be sitting with junior folks, and I said I'll be glad to, interact with. But I'm a little nervous that I'm sitting with between so many senior dignitaries. So apologies, if anything goes wrong, but on my views. So briefly, about me, I think, thank you, Ajay, for the introduction, and Subodh, thank you very much for inviting for such a beautiful event. It's really great to see Indreshwar sir. It doesn't matter whether it's in Bangalore or Mohali or wherever it is, as long as we are doing it in India. I think it's great to see. Definitely, I think we are all in the same boat, and we are all trying to do the same thing, right? I mean, to take the Indian ecosystem forward to compete with the rest of the world. So to give a quick brief of what we have been doing, so I'll just cover my talk. I had a PPT, but Subodh and Ajay, I don't think I can share, but it doesn't matter. I'll just talk it through. So I'll cover two parts. One, what we have been doing as part of our startup called Netradyne, and what has been our journey and some of the challenges, especially in building a product company in India, right? I mean, like Ajay just said, right? I mean, all our ambition is towards bringing a lot of products out of India, right? I mean, a lot of product innovations, designs, etc. So Netradyne as a company has been established.
Teja, can I interrupt you?
Yes,
you want to share the presentation? So we'll transfer the sharing rights to you.
Yeah, if you allow me, if you give me the rights, that will be great.
Okay. Nitin, can you give the host right to Teja for sharing the presentation?
Yeah, sure, sir.
You can share now, sir.
I heard. See my screen now?
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
So this is a vision-based deep learning company. So basically, what we do is we actually build. It's a part of autonomous driving technology. What we are building. It is, as of today, since we all know autonomous driving technology is very futuristic and there is nothing what you can monetize as of today. But what we are trying to do is we are trying to utilize that technology, and being a startup, we need to have some monetization strategy today, right? Not in the future. Especially there are a lot of, while there are a lot of deep pocket companies who are working into this autonomous driving, that's definitely not our cup of tea and not really a right investment at this point and in India. So Netradyne has been established in 2015 with a grand vision of solving some problems, vision-based problems. When I say vision-based problems, it could be a smart surveillance, it could be autonomous related, the fleet safety related, or it could be, industrialization, industry automation. There are like multiple applications based on the vision-based deep learning and AI based systems. And our main founders, Avnish Agarwal, who was heading Qualcomm India at that point of time, he quit Qualcomm. And the second co-founder was David Julian, who also comes from Qualcomm. He used to head vision deep learning team at Qualcomm. And myself and two other colleagues who joined the company as founding team at that point of time, end of 2015. And we, like Ajay said, right? I mean, Mukesh Ambani from Reliance has invested at the very beginning of our company. Who was impressed with the kind of strategy we had. By the way, by that time, we didn't had any product or prototype, anything. It's just like a couple of slides we had with the kind of vision what we wanted to build. And when Mr. Mukesh Ambani invested in us, he asked us to build, he said, since you guys are looking into some vision-based system, why don't you build something, right? I mean, like smart surveillance, we could deploy in all our Reliance outlets. But then, of course, we have been debating on multiple options. And then finally, we decided we will invest something towards fleet safety systems. So in this, basically, as I said, the technology is nothing but autonomous driving technology. So what we do is we have developed a aftermarket system for the automotive fleets. It could be a passenger car or a commercial fleet or any of these fleets. So this camera has, so I'll go through the specs quickly on that. So basically this is the system. So this will have 4 different cameras, and outward and inward cameras will have all these 4 cameras will be continuously capturing the video, which is installed in the trucks, on the windshield. And while capturing the videos, it actually does the analysis of every frame it is capturing. So it is built on NVIDIA TX1 processor, which is like almost 1 teraflop processing capability. And the biggest challenge here is, especially, well, when it comes to autonomous driving, right? But in full autonomous driving, you have like a full infrastructure within the car, right? You don't have any limitations in terms of processing capability, space, or right, for camera, different sensors, etc. But here we had to build a small camera which has the capability of pretty much what autonomous driving can do. So in our camera, what it happens, it has the complete intelligence to detect any objects or any alerts, right? Anything real time, which means every video frame when it's capturing, it has the capability of processing each and every frame. So I'll just give you a couple of examples, right? I mean, from inward camera, when it is capturing, it can real time tell whether the driver is sleeping or if the driver is not wearing the seat belt or if he's on mobile phone, etc. At the same time, from outward camera, it can tell whether the driver is jumping over the red signals or if he's following the speed limits, or if he's tailgating with the opposite vehicle, vehicle before him, or lane departure. There are like multiple such cases, right? Autonomous driving is nothing but vehicle knowing all these cases so that it can take the decision. Because, for example, if it knows that there is a traffic light coming, the autonomous driving vehicle with the sensors, with the camera feed, it can know that, oh, it needs to slow down or stop. Similarly, if there is a car before you, if the autonomous car detects that specific car, it knows that it has to slow down, it has to stop. So all those, when you actually give this feedback to the car or to the vehicle ECUs, that is when the vehicle will take the decisions. In this case, so some of you might be aware, in autonomous driving, we have L1, level 1 to level 5. We are around between level 2 and level 3, which is nothing but ADAS, advanced driver assisted systems. So what this system does is it actually can give for all these specific use cases. It has the intelligence to detect those alerts and give the feedback to the driver, or we can even be passive, because our device is a completely connected device through LTE. So whenever there is an alert happens, for example, if the driver is jumping over red signal, or if he's sleepy, feeling sleepy, immediately the device kind of recognize that and send a small piece of alert to the cloud. So we do have a complete cloud solution where we give access of this portal for the specific customer wherever the customer signs for the service, and he will have the capability of receiving any of these alerts real time. For example, this is right now great use case for the fleet. I mean, that's our focused customer base as well, which is large fleet companies. For example, if a fleet company has 1,000 trucks, the fleet guy or fleet owner or a manager, safety manager cannot be tracking every vehicle where it is, right? I mean, we have a lot of GPS-based solution to track the vehicles, but that doesn't help, right? I mean, you need to know what is the driving pattern, how is the driving behavior, driver behaving, how is the driving, etc. There are all these data that requires, right? And once he installed this device in all his 1,000 trucks, it is literally like he's sitting all next to the driver in all 1,000 trucks, because any event happens in any of these vehicles, he immediately gets an alert with a video footage where he can clearly see what is actually happening, right? As I said, if he's sleeping, he'll see a video where the driver is sleeping, so he can call him and alert him. Or if he's running over the signals or tailgating or any accidents, for example, are immediately notified. Any of these things, right? I mean, so in this way, we are proactively trying to reduce the accidents in this fleet space. So this is the general product, but apart from this, there is a generation product already in the market, and so we do have a couple of good customers in India as well who are using this product. But we see there is a lot of potential, especially given the number of road accidents that happens in India. This is actually going to be a great product for avoiding proactively some of these accidents and bringing them down. And in US right now, this is like a huge thing, and we have almost like close to 600 plus customers where they are using this, fleet customers where they're using our service. And from the actual product point of view, like I said, it's fully connected device. It's called Intelligent Driver Monitoring System. Like I said, the complete intelligence is built into the system. It already has all the ADAS features, level 2 compliant, and level 2 compliant, when I said, right, the device will have the capability to recognize all these alerts. Some of them are listed here, for example, collision warning or following distance, lane departure. Similarly, driver monitoring system, this is the from the where you have the seatbelt compliance, driver drowsiness, any of this, right? Talking over the phone, facial recognition, for example, detecting that the right guy is driving the vehicle or not. And then all this telematics service, we have all this hard braking, hard acceleration. There are a couple of these, telematics related features. So all these features are built into this system, and the complete access to any of these kind of errors is given the portal to the fleet management service. So here, if you can see, right, I mean, you can see that I have few videos here. I'll not play the videos, but I'm just showing some previews of those. For example, in the second row, you can see these are like some Indian fleet customers, where you can see this guy, the second one, mid one, he's actually literally, completely sleepy. And these are the alerts, and it's just like one of the passenger vehicle. And these are the alerts which are uploaded to the fleet management guys immediately, so that they can actually, take control of the driver or advise him whatever the next steps. And similarly, you can see like how the hard braking or following distance. These are some examples that I'm showing here, but most of these are also available on our website. You can go to the videos. So this is the custom portal. Like I said, we do have a customer portal from our cloud where we give access to the customer. He can track the complete fleet in terms of where his vehicles are, how is each vehicle driving. We also do something called green zone score based on the driver driving pattern, so how good he is driving. So based on that, he actually can assess every driver in his fleet. And most of the fleet companies, they use this data to coach their drivers. Usually in this fleet management, as you guys know, sometimes these fleets go out for like weeks of drive, and when the driver comes back, our system will give the fleet management guys or the fleet owners a good platform with all the events what the driver has gone through, right? For example, in his last 1 week of drive, how many alerts he has created, how many red lights he has jumped, or how many lane departures, or what all, because as I said, there are like tons of intelligence built into our device. All these are actually listed down, and the fleet safety guys can sit with the driver and coach him so that he doesn't repeat this during the next trip. So we have a lot of awards and recognition. We have been named as #1 AI company by NASSCOM in India, and apart from that, by BBC and Outlook and Indian Express, extras. A couple of them just to name through. Yeah, like I said, Avnish and David were our main founders. Yeah, the company. Any questions on the company or comments?
I think Teja, it's a wonderful product, And one thing that I want to ask you is, with the NVIDIA coming with Jetson Nano and this Jetson TX cards, which is AI at the edge. So
Yeah.
how do you feel? What is the advantage of this? Irrespective, like you are processing most of the things at the edge and not going to the cloud. So what is the real advantage?
Yeah. See, I mean, that's a very good question, Ajay. When it comes to autonomous driving kind of technologies, right? Edge processing is going to be the key. You can't be sending the data to the cloud and wait for the data to be processed and come wait for a decision, right? This has to be, we take decisions in 100 to 200 milliseconds, just FYI.
So
And that is
on
the
a
level of
lighter note,
capability.
on a lighter note, till you get the response, you already hit the things.
Exactly, right? It's so it's only postmortem you will be doing, right? I mean, you'll not be taking real-time decisions. So the challenge here is, I think that's a good point, because we are using the first generation. It's a TX1, Jetson TX1, which already comes with 1 teraflop of processing capability. And we are doing the processing only on 2 cameras, outward and inward. So to your next question, NVIDIA is coming with pretty powerful process followed by TX1. There is a TX2. There is a Xavier, which is almost 20 times powerful than TX1. And Nano, by the way, is actually 4 times powerful, comes with much smaller form factor and better power design as well. But if you take some of these other advanced processors from NVIDIA, what we can do more is, right now, as of today, I'll give you one more example. I can name it as well. I think it's in the news. For example, Shell Petroleum India is one of our commercial customer. Shell vehicle will not move without our device in their truck. So any Shell any oil transporting truck, if you see, it will not be moving without our device installed in that truck. So that seriously Shell takes about its safety. I mean, which is a great thing that's happening in India. So now what we do in these kind of longer trucks which requires better safety systems, we do have multiple outward cameras as well. Not this is the device which is sitting inside on the rear view, but then you actually have multiple cameras outside as well. Now with TX1, our processing capability is limited to 2 cameras. Well, I'm not saying it is limited, but we are doing only 2 cameras processing. But beyond that, it's a challenge. A lot of optimizations, everything is required. And now, for example, the advanced next generation processors like Xavier or TX2 with 20x kind of performance improvements will give us to do more analytics. So when I say more analytics, now we can start doing analytics on 4 cameras or 6 cameras, right? I mean, all that would require 2x, 3x, 4x level of compute power on the edge. And beyond that, there are like a lot of other, right? I mean, for example, there are like fuel theft. So there is a camera on your fuel thing for most of these kind of petroleum and gas vehicles, right? And there any fuel theft, I mean, that means that's another camera, and you need to start doing analytics on that camera as well. And then there are like cases where how people are coming from the rear view, right? I mean, there are some advanced analytics what someone can build, especially in this kind of petroleum and gas related vehicles, when there is a vehicle coming from the back which is about to hit, for example, right? And then you can start doing analytics on the rear cameras, which starts giving the feedback to the driver of this the subjected vehicle we are talking about. So that much more what we can do. What we are doing is, I think I would say bare minimal. Like I said, though it's a part of autonomous driving technology, I'm talking about only 2 sensors, right? Analyzing only 2 sensors, but it can go up to 10, 15, 20 sensors. I think that is what future is going to be, especially with this advanced NVIDIA processors.
Perfect. So Subodh sir, one request also, can we have Teja as one of our mentor also in our neuron cohort, if he agrees? So, request to Teja for this.
Correct.
Well,
Because you are a hardcore product development guy, and we really want to have good products coming out of this neuron, because that will be the real success. And also, I want to know some secret sauce of how you're getting the good investments, how you can able to attract the investors, because I can understand coming up with a product is a tough journey, and getting investor is another tough journey. So what is the secret sauce for that?
So there is no secret sauce as such, Ajay. See, the thing is, you guys know it better how investors think. For them, it's all about ROI, right? No matter whether it's a 1 lakh or 1 million investment. As long as you show them the right product with the right fitment into the market, that is the key. right? Because rest all doesn't matter. Like I said, we could have gone with this technology and we could tell, hey, you know what, we are building great autonomous driving technology. Trust me, nobody will give a damn about it, because that's not what they want to invest in, right? But then what we said is, we are going to use this technology which is futuristic. So now see, we have a path now to sell for next 5 years to 10 years, because our technology today we are monetizing, and we are using this technology to build more and more, right, advanced autonomous driving technology as part of these training systems what we are building today. And what we said is, we are going to use this to monetize today by building some of these aftermarket fleet safety solutions. So, and that probably, and then at the same time, you need to show what is the market need there. And market need has been, I mean, if you see the US market, we have almost $30 billion market which is untapped in this vision-based fleet safety solution. And in that way, if you see, though there are one or two other big players in the industry, we have been competing with 2-3 companies who are like $15 to $20 billion valued in the US market. And right now, with the kind of technology what we have, with every customer what we are trying to going and trialing, we are beating those customers and getting the contracts to us. And that itself is a great validation of our product, right? So initial first one round, normally in these kind of products will be difficult. Also understand, getting an investment into a product development company is not easy. Not many people will bet into a hardware development company. But then you need to show what else you are mixing, this kind of intelligence, how you are mixing it. See, if you are telling them we are doing only one hardware, again, nobody would invest into a hardware development company. But then you need to enhance, it has to be like an end-to-end offering. Like I said, we have the device, we have the complete software, we have the complete analytics running, and we have the complete cloud solution, and we have all the analytics running on this data in the cloud. So it's like a complete end-to-end solution. So the two ingredients, the way I see, one is the market fit and showing them the right ROI to the investors. That always will work.
Yeah, and if I add, so because Ajay, you asked me, but, definitely I think you should request Teja, and I'll extend this request from Ajay on behalf of STBI, that Teja, you should start looking into, because I have been seeing the journey of Nutradyne since 2015, I think, when you guys started, right? And I've seen this vision of developing the right product mix as you described today, but also keeping in mind that where are the global standards, what is really the global market. I think that's something, vision, which has to be, we are trying to inculcate within the startup community. And the startup community is looking for that kind of vision. They always have some challenge in terms of access to the market, and that's what Neuron is, and Center of Excellences are trying to do. But being you as a mentor, I'm sure the guidance would be really, I think, more realistic, and I think that's why we request your spare time whenever you have, and I think you have ample opportunities to work with COEs both in Mohali as well as other places. But I would also like you to just maybe throw some light in terms of just challenges in meeting the global standards and a startup, right? And I think this has come out from discussion you had with me. There are a lot of challenges, and a startup at an early stage, has to clearly choose between solving those challenges, or what challenges to pick up. Right. So, what's your thoughts of because it's very clearly put your energy in something which has a proper ROI, right? So, how do you move forward in that? That's not an easy decision to make.
Subodh, if I understood your question right, is it like, how do you choose that, right? What do you want to do to get the right ROI?
Yeah, and especially when you're trying the global markets, because you have talked about the challenges in European market, you have talked about challenges in the US market, and you've also keeping an eye in terms of Indian market, right? So from that,
Subodh, at the very beginning, I told you, right? I mean, when our investors started asking, why don't you build smart surveillance, we could have done something like that, right? I mean, but like I said, we actually had to do some kind of field analysis, and to understand first of all, what are different. Let's be clear. I mean, at the beginning, even on the day one, our vision was very clear. We wanted to build a vision-based smart system, right? And that is the first, at a very high level, that is the kind of vision we had. And the next one is, right, and again, like I said, in vision-based smart system, there are multiple opportunities. It could be industrial automation, it could be smart surveillance, it could be fleet safety, multiple options. So you need to basically, understand each of this domain and see where is basically like where is untapped market, and which has, guys, by the way, future potential. Like I said, we could have in this specific case, right? When we have picked this fleet safety solution, we know actually we are building an autonomous driving solution. Today, we may not be able to claim that we are building an autonomous driving car, but trust me, in next 3 to 4 years, we have pretty much all the technology inherently built already based on the business model what we have. We have the data, technology, artificial intelligence, everything ready to build an autonomous driving vehicle, right? So you have a vision towards that. And now coming to your other point in terms of the quality and beating and competing with some of this world class, it's all about the right team, Subodh and Ajay. I mean, it's getting the right guys, and it's also, if you see some of our team members, I mean, we have a lot of world class scientists, and the guys who has like, for example, if you take Avnish kind of people, he has probably close to 200 patents, right, on his name. So that is the level of tech party you are looking into. And obviously they kind of tend to be like a great advisors for the day-to-day work, and building that into the minds. I mean, I think when it comes to our Indian ecosystem, obviously this is like a start of the journey, right? It's not like we are in we cannot compare US, which is far ahead, and China, which is actually in this trend for last decade, and now it is our time to catch up. And it has to be from day one to start thinking about the quality which has to compete with world-class companies, right? Like I said, we are actually competing. I don't want to name the other competitors in the industry for our segment, but we are competing with top 2-3 global companies who are US based and Israeli based companies, and we are winning the contracts against them in these bids. So just understand how tough it would be to compete with a $20 billion company, a 4-year-old startup, if you want to go heads on with those kind of companies and stand before a customer and win the contract finally. And it's not an easy job, guys. And all that will come only if your product is right. And that's what it's all about, right? It's the right product. That's it.
This is really awesome that you're competing the Israeli companies and all that. It's perfect. So this is a real story of made in India, make in India.
So it is. Ajay, by the way, the whole reason, right? I mean, we were discussing, Avnish, and we even had very early the discussions. Should we go ahead and keep all our development and headquarters in US, or but finally we decided I think we should be part of Made in India. And if you see, all our engineering is in India. Customers are across the globe. I think there is nothing, I mean, that is how business has to be, right? Our engineering is in India, product is designed in India, assembled in India, right? Only the procurement again happens. We have we tried not to be dependent on one country even for our procurement of our components. So we have diversified across the globe. So even if we have an issue with one specific country in the given situation, we are not limited or stopped from our production point of view. As I said, we have built our supply chain ecosystem across the globe, right? Wherever it could be, starting from Mexico to Taiwan, anywhere in between. So those are some of the steps we have taken in terms of during the product development. And yeah, so it's a truly made in India. So nothing, no doubts about it.
So one last question: do your product analyze vehicle, that is its engine system also, or?
Yeah, Jay. So that is called OBD data. So basically, what you do is you connect to the vehicle, and there are two ways, by the way. The autonomous driving is actually driven by the same technology what you just said, right? Autonomous driving is nothing but, so to the vehicle ECU, you start giving the instruction, hey vehicle, you stop now, or you turn right, or do whatever is needed, right? And our device has all the capability to tell what is happening, right? I mean, it knows you have to stop here, it knows. So now if I take this data and give it to the vehicle, that's it. That is what is called autonomous driving, right? But that is very, very dangerous at this, at this point of time. That is what we are not doing. And our device has the capability to connect to the vehicle ECU. It can read the data from the vehicle. It can even write the vehicle data back to the vehicle. It can give the messages saying, hey, there is a vehicle before you, or it can say you need to slow down. But then the next level of decisions need to be taken by the vehicle as such. But like I said, that is very futuristic, not to experiment at this point of time. But to your question, to answer in short, yes, our device has the capability to connect to the OBD read the OBD data from the vehicle, which is ECU data, engine related data. Yeah.
Perfect. So, Teja, I've gone through your profile and you are a really hardcore product development, and you have seen that India is achieving more in the service industry of IT. So, what is your real message to the upcoming entrepreneurs or upcoming young graduates? Because, of course, going into a product is a real difficult and challenging task. So what is your message to them to inspire them to be into the product development?
See, Ajay, I mean, I do understand, right? Our country has been driven very much into the service-related companies and startups, right, for last couple of decades. And it is not, it's not that because it's not that we have been good at that point of time. Not that we had multiple software companies or computer-related companies, right? I mean, it has been the focus at that point of time, and I think India took a great step in trying to catch up with that trend at that point of time. But again, the hardware part is something definitely what we have been, behind some of the companies, especially in Asia. And when you say it is difficult, I wouldn't say it is. For as an individual or for an engineer, it's always fun to work in this kind of domain. But there should be a lot of ecosystem support as well. For example, I'll give you a couple of simple pain points what we have today. We want to be very aggressive in terms of new product creation, right? Product developments. But if I have to do one PCB spin of my new prototype, it actually takes me 5 to 6 weeks because I cannot do any advanced PCBs in India, right? And similarly, from the component procurement point of view, I have to wait for weeks to get a component from somewhere else in the world. So this is all about, and for example, if I have to do the same thing somewhere in Asia, in one of the Asian company, you will not believe it's a matter of 5 days turnover, which is around 5. Now you are comparing 5 days to 6 weeks. Just imagine, right? The kind of slowness what we have because of the lack of support system or the ecosystem support. And these are some things will not, I don't think they'll change overnight, but I see that we are actually moving towards that direction. I can see there are a lot of fabs coming into India. I can see there are a lot of SMT setups coming in India, a lot of assembly houses coming in India. And obviously that will put pressure to build the rest of the ecosystem in India, right? I mean, obviously an assembly unit cannot survive if he has to wait for 6 weeks or 2 months to get a component, obviously, right? I mean, he will not. So that's where obviously it's like I said, it's a iterative process, and I'm sure sooner or later we will be there. And my advice to the young entrepreneurs, obviously there is a lot of opportunity here, and this is like some of the core engineering stuff, right, which is fun stuff. And there are a lot of opportunities, especially when it comes to hardware-based IoT systems. Like I said, the opportunities are in industry automation, in agriculture, in medical, and automotive. Name it, and name any of these domains, right? You have opportunities, especially in this IoT area, which is going to be the future. Especially for the next decade or so. Definitely this is going to be very attractive stuff. And like I said, you don't have to worry whether the ecosystem is supporting or not, but I believe we are moving in that direction. But again, at the same time, the pressure on the ecosystem needs to be built, and that is where it is important that a lot of us need to jump into that kind of category, right, for the product development category, which obviously will, it's like it has to grow together. It is not like one thing needs to happen. So yeah, I mean, I would see there's a lot of interest and a lot of focus there, and it's definitely the right thing to invest.
Thank you, Teja, for this nice advice. And on this note, your presentation and your talk is really addictive. It's techie addictive. We can have a long discussion going on, but with the interest of the time, we have to close it now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we want you to be the part of our ecosystem, guiding other young entrepreneurs to grow into this product development region, and that's the mandate of the Neuron. And we will ask other innovative companies to please apply in the Neuron, and we will guide you through a process where you can develop your product in a very short time, and that is the mandate of our COE. So thank you so much, Teja, for your nice
Thank
talk.
you, Ajay.
So,
Thank you, Ajay.
so
Thank you,
it's
Subodh.
an end now. So let me have the privilege to give the vote of thanks. And before that, Piyush, can you share our contact? So if any startup really want to get in touch with us, they can email us, they can call us and talk to us. And also you can just keep the link where they can apply for our this contest, because the last date is 31st January, and we are looking for some energetic startups to work together and come to some good conclusion. That's the mandate of this Open Challenge program. And during this period, we also request any startup, if they are looking for any kind of support from our side, we are happy to give them that support. We are happy to give some kind of access to primary mentorship also. So it's a two-way journey. We really want to come up with an ecosystem. We really want to plug some of the gaps that Teja has mentioned, and would like to work for more. So at the end, it is I'm thankful to my DG sir, Dr. Omkar Rai. Sir, thankful to you for always setting up our standard and focus towards excellence, and a real motivator, sir. Thank you so much. I want to thank Shri Alok Shekharji for active interest in the startup and involvement in creation of this ecosystem in Tri-City. I'm thankful to my director, sir, Rajneesh Agrawalji, for guiding us in our day-to-day operations. I'm thankful to Shri I.S. Paul Saab, always a beacon for this COE, and participate in our day-to-day monitoring of this project. Thankful to you, Teja, for inspiring young startups and young product development companies into IT AI journey. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank you, Subodh sir, Director and CEO STPI Next. As always, thanks to him for supporting the Neuron and pushing the Neuron to its excel. Thank you so much. With this note, let's close this session and look forward for more energetic conversation in future. And also, Teja, I have with me is my director Rajneesh Agrawalji. He is also the chairman of our PMG. So with his note, we will send you as an invite for being a mentor for this incubation center also, sir. So
Sure.
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you.
Looking forward to meet again.
Thank you. And I think
Thank you,
we missed.
everyone.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And Rajneeshji, we did not hear from Rajneesh this time because of his health. So we look forward to having another session where we will hear from Rajneeshji. Right.
I am very much keen to speak, but because of my throat, I cannot speak continuously. Because there will be up and down kind of things.
I know.
So,
we wish you all the, we wish you good health very soon, Rajneeshji.
Thank you very much.
Right. And I think we will organize the session soon. And Teja, thank you. On behalf of STPI, let me thank you again. Ajay has already thanked you, because it was very, very short notice in which I had requested you to come on board on this platform. So and I think it was an excellent journey for sharing it. And we look forward taking this association forward in the form of whatever time you can give to startups. So that's it.
Sure.
So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Rajneesh, namaskar. And thank you, Piyush. Good job.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.